that process and why you decided to re-sign here in Indiana?
I mean, unfortunately for me, free agency doesn't go usually how I wanted to. I hate free agency, actually. But, I mean, when it came down to it, coming back to Indiana was my best option from every standpoint. Obviously, and I've spoken to a lot of people about this, coming back was something that I was very, very interested in doing. I wouldn't say that it was something I for sure was going to do at the beginning of free agency. But I really, being here, having my best year professionally, not just as, performing on the basketball court, but, how I felt with the team, how I felt personally, mentally, and spiritually. So it was a very, very comfortable place and a place I enjoyed playing 100%. So a lot of that, fell into play as far as making my decision. And then, every other aspect, it was just best for me to come back. And, that's why I ended up coming back.
Scott, go ahead.
Hey, Justin, what about what you said you hate it? You don't like free agency. What is it about it that you don't like or don't look forward to?
To be honest with you, I feel like I'm one of the guys, for whatever reason, I'm not ever really respected as far as, how much you get paid. I show time and time again in different situations, being put in different situations as far as in a winning team, losing team. And, again, being put on a team that's going to be in playoffs, being on a good team and have my best year, showing how much I actually am worth. And being able to get that is just something that's just very hard, I guess, for me for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I wasn't drafted or the way I had to get here, whatever the case may be. But unfortunately, when you get into free agency time and you have to think about going somewhere, or you get to a point to where, it's time to make some money, you have to be compared to your peers. And if I'm compared to the people in my position, there's no question that I should get paid just as much as, some other people do. So that's the thing that I say that's hard for me, because I've gone through it plenty of times of performing at a certain level and then elevating it almost every time I get into free agency and still dealing with the same thing of just it seeming like it's really hard for me to be able to get paid. And not obviously, I'm not saying I need the max and all that. I'm not a max player. But to make more than I'm making, I would be able to take care of my family, man, and hopefully when I'm done playing basketball and not have to work again, because there's a lot that I put into this. So that's what I mean by it. It's just very, very nerve-wracking. It's not like I go into it and everybody's like, yeah, we want to give you this is easy. Let me just pick. It's like almost like pulling teeth at times. And it's just really, really tough on me mentally. So, yeah, that's what I mean by it.
Brendan Rourke.
Yeah, Justin, kind of dovetailing on that, when as sort of an NBA veteran, you're bouncing around a bunch of different teams and everything like that. How does it feel to have kind of a team that shows interest in wanting you back, and you kind of are now a little more secure and you don't have to bounce everywhere?
Yeah, no, I mean, now, from that aspect, this is a blessing. Now, that's one thing I've always wanted. I'm a old school guy mentally, in the sense of, like, I wish I was drafted to one team and stayed there my whole career. That's, what I grew up watching, and what I've always longed just to have a place to call home and a team that I can just give everything to, and a team that wants me. And I have that now. So I am so thankful for that. I'm thankful for the 3 years I get to be here. Obviously, my longest contract. So, yeah, there's a lot of good that still did come out of this free agency. And to finally be in a place I can call home and hopefully end up being here for 4 years after this contract is over, just sounds amazing to me, because it's something I've just longed for a long time, not just from a sense of me wanting to be somewhere, but, again, having someone or a team that wants me and knows how important I am. And 100%, regardless of how things went down in free agency, I do know that's how Indiana felt about me. I knew, and I know that they want me back, and I'm important to them, and that means the world to me.
Jeremiah?
So many years in training camp, you are getting to know your teammates, and this is a little bit unusual. I mean, there aren't too many NBA teams that have as much continuity and returning players as the Pacers do. So what will this training camp be like, although it is so unusual, and already knowing so many players, and can that help the chemistry to start the season?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we did a very good job last year with the year that we had, with it being our first year together. So it really excites me to have another year, have this next year coming in, and we have pretty much everyone back, and to be able to build on that. So, we had the year we had was disappointing in the sense of we didn't get as far as we wanted. But for having a team with a whole bunch of guys that were here the first time together and having some of that success we had, now it gives us a chance to build off of that. So we're not starting at the same point we did last year. We actually have a higher starting point or further starting point for the team, which we already have the camaraderie and us being used to one another and things like that. The only thing that's new for us now is, again, doing another season even different than the bubble and trying to figure out and navigate through that. But also just having a new coach. But, having a team that's already been together is going to help us catch on to everything the new coach wants us to do a lot quicker. And for us to even be able to communicate in between one another. When you have a whole bunch of new guys like last year, guys, I'm going to say guys are afraid to speak to one another, but it's always we're trying to get each other's respect. We're trying to, work with one another. So we're a little hesitant with saying things at the time or doing things. Now it's like we all know each other. So when someone needs to get on someone, they will. When someone needs to, when we need to congratulate and encourage one another, we will, which we'll always do that. We can be a lot more positive with one another and understand how guys like to receive criticism and receive praise. And I think that's going to just help us move forward a lot faster this year.
Hero Wealth.
Hey, what's going on, Justin? Quick question for you. Obviously, glad to have you back here. With your impact that you did with your social justice, or anything from the rallies and the things off the court, how has the city of Indianapolis embraced you here, and what part did that play with you wanting to come back?
Yeah, it's embraced me as far as the social injustice and the things I did that way, or just as a
just as a community. Like I see some of your videos, you riding around, you see some people who see you out and show love to you. That's not too familiar with the city.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, the fans have been great to me here. So it's not just the organization that wants me here. The fans want me here. It was a big deal for them. When I was going through free agency and even before that, getting a lot of messages, comments and things like that of them wanting me back and hearing a lot of how important I am to the team on and as well as off the floor. And I think that means a lot because, yes, I am a basketball player, but playing this game, is my job. But I'm also trying to help others and encourage others and be a good example for how you live life, period. And so to hear people say that, I'm good for the team on the floor, but as well as off the floor is a big deal to me. And the fans have been great. When I see people, out, they're very, very respectful, but kind and let me know that they're happy I'm here, thankful for me and, how much the team needs me, how much they like watching me and just getting different things like that means the world. So I am very, very appreciative of the fans as well. It's a very, very – Indiana is a very, very, dope place to play because, you get love from everyone all around. Like, I literally don't feel like I'm playing in this city and, like, dang, the people don't like me. And I'm just like, I really feel the love from everyone. And, that's, again, a big deal to me because I just want to be somewhere where people, want me and appreciate me. And I think I found that.
Jeremiah?
One of the things I remember about early days of training camp last season was you were wearing the yellow jersey. Do you like the way you go into this season because you kind of proved yourself to this franchise? You have a different coaching staff, so you might have to do that again, but you feel your role might be a little more defined from day one this season?
I mean, yeah, I think, going in, and again, talking about everybody coming back, we all know, what's pretty much going to be like going into the season. Yes, there's some things here and there that might change, and your role can change a little bit, but the thing is, my role as a player for each team, I guess it does change depending on the coach and depending on where I am. But in my eyes, my role is my role. What I do is the same thing every time. And that's what I come in doing, regardless of what jersey color I'm wearing and different things like that. And, yes, it might cause for me to be more aggressive offensively, or it might cause for me to, be a guy that moves the ball around in space, or just different things defensively. The thing is, I'm very, very what's the word? I'm able to adjust very, very well. I'm able to play multiple positions, and that's what my role is. So I will continue to do that. Whatever they need me to do, I will do. And, speaking of the coach, he understands that me and him have played against each other since I was in the D League. So he's seen me play, and he's seen me, really play. So he knows what he's getting, and he knows exactly how he wants to use me. So I'm excited about, this season and how I'm going to be used.
Seth Johnson.
Hey, Justin. I guess kind of going off of that even more, I guess talk to me a little bit about the conversations you've had with Coach Nate since he's come on, and what excites you about the changes he might be making to this team.
Yeah, conversations have gone well. I'm sure you guys have all heard of how positive he is all the time. Really, really upbeat guy. Just has a lot of energy in that sense. And so, our conversations are usually being excited, talking about basketball. Our first conversation actually was about when I was in the D League and playing against him and coaching against me, and some of the battles we had then of the good old days. And just as far as the upcoming season, playing up and down, playing a system of basketball that caters to how I play, and him wanting me to pretty much just be me, obviously in shooting the ball and in guarding, and also talking to me in ways that I can continue to move forward in my skill and the type of player I am, and just continue to grow and continue to improve. Because just like me and him have the same mindset as in, you can always improve as a basketball player regardless of your age, how many years you played, or whatever the case may be. And so hearing him having that same type of thought process as me is exciting, because I'm always trying to find ways to improve. I'm always working because I feel I can get better. So, yeah, man, we've had very, very good conversations. And, again, just being able to get up and down and play the game fast, and, me being able to pressure the ball and, knocking down open shots and just different ways I can help the team, I think it's going to be good for us and good for me personally.
Scott, go ahead.
Justin, I think the key word for you kind of over this last decade has been perseverance through all your different situations. Was there a time maybe in Hungary or Belgium where you're like, maybe this didn't cut out for me, maybe I only have a couple more years, anything like that, where you, all right, maybe this is my last year?
No. I mean, shoot, I was still young then. So no, I never thought that this was maybe my last year. I actually thought I could make it to the NBA. And as crazy as it sounded to a lot of people, that's what I believed. Now let's understand, I wasn't naive and understood that, when you weren't in the league or you're overseas, outside of mind, that's really a real thing with the NBA. So I knew it was going to be a lot harder for me, especially when I didn't get drafted the first time. But I always believed I could make it. I also understood, and I don't know if I've said this to media before, but I've said this in speaking about my story. I also understood it was a possibility I wasn't going to make it. But the one thing I couldn't do was, quit and go home and think, what if? So every opportunity I had a chance to make it to the NBA, I took it. Another thing is I always worked, regardless of where I was. I mean, there was times where I was working out by myself, and I hate working out by myself without a rebounder. But when I was overseas, that's what I did. It's like I wanted to make it. I needed to improve. These are the things they say I need to get better at, so I'm gonna just keep working and keep improving, as well as it, make me better for the NBA, but it made me better for the team I was on, which allowed me to play well and to be seen. So, no, I never, thought that I was gonna just quit and go home. Other than the first time I went overseas, I was like, I don't know if I could do this. I might have to just be done. But again, sometimes I talk like that just because I am upset, but there's always something in my head that's like, yeah, you can't give up, because I'm just not a quitter. Never have been. My parents have taught me to finish things through. Like, I ran for president in high school. I didn't want to do it. Ended up running for it, and then it was like, I can't quit. So once I started it, I just went through with it and gave everything I could. So that's just how I am. And I always believe I can make it, and, here I am. So
a quick follow-up. Did you get the presidency?
Nope.
Okay.
I thought it actually was too, because I was like, I actually could do this. I can win it. I didn't know. I didn't end up winning. I forgot the kid that won, but it was a good thing. I was playing basketball and working out a lot. I don't know how much time I was going to be able to put into being the school president.
We got time for a couple more. Brendan, you want to go ahead?